Hello, guys. Welcome to Crypto Invest TV. I am your host, The Underdoge, and I will be joined tonight by my co-host and the creator of Crypto Invest TV, X8. Um, Tonight we're going to be talking about quite a few topics. We're going to be talking about the coming adoption of crypto and what's to come with the blockchain technology. We're going to be talking about a few more topics like what to avoid, maybe possibly, aka rug pulls, scams, and things of that nature. X8, you want to get us started tonight?
Yeah, so we'll just go ahead and start with what's going on with Bitcoin. Here recently, just within the last couple of hours, we've had a tremendous drop. We went from about I guess about a high of about 35.7, and then we dropped all the way down. You know, we dropped all the way down to about 33.5, and then we dropped again after trying to stabilize to 33.3, and then right now on the 15-minute chart we're currently sitting at 34,000. um, we're currently seeing green candles. It just depends on how long we're going to be seeing that. Like I was saying the other day, I don't know if we're going to be seeing it go like below uh like the 28,000 mark, because every time that we every time that we come up to that, every time that we drop, right? So we dropped and then we had 30,000, and then we dropped and then we had about 31,000. And I guess we'll say this was a drop, right? And so that was at 33, and then here was our next one is about 33. So we kind of have like, where they're coming together. And so you know, I think I think right now, we're at a point to where, since mass adoption is going to end up coming here, before the end of the year, I think what you're going to see is a lot of consolidation. I think we could see I think we could see a bounce between, say, like 40 and uh maybe 32. I think it's going to bounce up and down between there. Uh you know till somewhere around July 11th to the 18th or something like that. It's just that we know there's a lot of markets that are there's a lot of markets that are currently trying to buy in. And so I that's one of the reasons why it is that we're not seeing it go back up, is because there's been so much FUD going around with the with Bitcoin and with the whole crypto market in general. And um and so I think when it comes to where the price is going to go, inevitably it's going to go up. But I think a lot of people would prefer to know, like, when is how long before before it goes up again. And I'm gonna say we're probably gonna be seeing it for maybe another month. If we go into kind of like a soft winter, we could see it for a few months. But then come September, October, we could see things really start to pop then, because then that means a lot of companies will have been able to buy in at at the prices that they were wanting to buy into. A lot of different types of investment companies and things like that. They're all trying to buy in at the best price possible, so that way they can resell that to their clients, as
Yeah,
well
I would.
as I imagine companies like Walmart or Amazon are going to be getting into that here soon. Just like how there was the announcement about here in Texas about how they were going to be looking into the blockchain and things like that. We're gonna that they're going to try to become, like, a hub for for blockchain technologies. And so we'll see where that goes.
That'll be actually very interesting to see take place. Texas being a central hub for blockchain technology. I would really like to see that. Just because of the fact of the matter that Texas is such like a independent, stable state. You know, they don't really need the United States if they didn't. They don't really need them. Honestly, they could become their own territory if they really wanted to, and still survive. So that would be pretty cool to see Texas become like a central hub for blockchain technology. As for Bitcoin, it's what I see here was really weird because it seems like Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, and Bitcoin Cash are all like kind of sharing very similar charts. Like we're not really seeing any gradual ups, or actually let's not say gradual. We're not seeing any um, overnight ups where people are skyrocketing up and making super profits right now. It's kind of leveling itself out in between, the 32 to 35 mark, like you were speaking on just a second ago for Bitcoin. As I look at like Ethereum, it's at 26.12 right now, and it's kind of just bounced in between 25 and 28 for the past couple of days. See, a couple of days ago it hit like 21, and some change, but it's it, it's just weird. They all are sharing quite similar charts. So what I think is happening right now is quite similar to what you were talking about, what we were talking about, previously in our last stream about how I think that this is an area for where much larger retail investors or much larger entities in the investing field and accredited companies are getting in. And this was like, I won't say a market correction, but let's just say that it was necessarily needed in the wealthy side of the investment firms for them to be able to get in with, the lowest bid possible.
Right, yeah, and I think what we're seeing now is a lot of people are getting into that lower bid, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, and like this is what they wanted. They wanted this because a vast majority of them investors missed out when it first came around because they didn't believe in it as much as they're seeing and what they're thinking now. They're like, oh man, like I really missed my opportunities. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, we're getting prices of $32,000 Bitcoin and like a $2,200, $2,500 Ethereum coin, and where as opposed to like a month ago, it was way less than that. Obviously, we know for Ethereum, but this is where I think everybody is going to take chunks of their money and start diversifying it. Maybe buy a whole Bitcoin if they can afford it, but also invest into other projects as well.
Yeah. I think most companies are going to end up they're going to end up, primarily either doing Bitcoin or Ethereum, and then some companies are going to do um some companies are going to do other coins like Cardano and then Dogecoin. I don't think we're going to see mass adoption of multiple cryptocurrencies from, I don't think we're going to see multiple. I don't think we're going to see multiple cryptocurrencies from, like, say, bigger companies like Amazon or Walmart. They're going to stick to a very set amount, and then they might end up, they might end up doing, say, like, Cardano or Litecoin or Dogecoin down the road. Once they've really gotten the feel of things with the other, with the other cryptocurrencies, right? They're gonna go with what they think is safe, right? So they're gonna go with Bitcoin first, these bigger companies, and then down the road we'll see them start to start taking other forms of cryptocurrencies.
Well, I definitely am. I don't know. I'm a firm believer in the mass adoption of cryptocurrencies by many, many, many companies. And the reason why I think so is just because, all right, I had this conversation the other day when I was on the bus on the way to my cousin's wedding, the shuttle bus from the hotel, right? And me and this guy were talking. He is a Bitcoin guy, right? He dislikes Dogecoin. And so when we were talking, I said Dogecoin, and he kind of just gave me that, that whatever look, right? Rolled his eyes, and so I said, "Well, why are we hating on Dogecoin?" Like I was like, Dogecoin is a pretty amazing thing, if you ask me. Um, Everybody in the world themselves can own a little bit of chunk, like the paper dollar. He's like, that's exactly why I hate it, and I was like, well, okay, I get it, but at the same time, why would you hate it for that reason? And he didn't really have an answer. And so that was kind of like, all right, that was the breaking point as to where it was like, yeah, there's really no reason for you guys to really be mad at this. And then when he said something about it being uncapped, I said, well, so is Ethereum. He goes, well, I don't own Ethereum. And I was like, well, me neither, but still, you're going to try to argue that it's uncapped, then you're going to have to start talking about coins that are uncapped and that are doing actual numbers that we're going to see Dogecoin be. Like I definitely see mass adoption. Mass adoption by Dogecoin has already began. As soon as all these businesses like Air Delta, I believe it was, and a couple others like Slim Jim and Snickers, and like big businesses have accepted Dogecoin, and the mass adoption of Dogecoin is taking place. And so I feel that we're going to see Dogecoin reach a pretty nice price here within the next couple of months. Now that it's widely accepted all over, and even in foreign countries for like luxury cars, Coinbase finally came around to their senses and put it on their platform. So I definitely think we're going to see more exposure to Dogecoin. I think we'll see Dogecoin go to the moon, and that's just not being hypothetical. That's just being serious. As the supply and demand is going to pick up and take its course, But mass adoption of every cryptocurrency that actually has a utility and serves a purpose, and not just created because it sounded cool, like I don't know. Let's just use a example, urinal token or something. Like just because it sounds freaking catchy at the second. Some of these projects are actually doing things which I'm really surprised by. But if your coin and your token actually serve a purpose, then I definitely see that you have a potential in the mass adoption area of cryptocurrency in the next couple of months to come.
Yeah, I mean, there's some projects that we see, some potential with. There's some projects that, are, they're just goofing around, right? Like we know, like Noob Token, we know that that's a legitimate project, and then there's other projects that are, you know, just like they'll have obscene names, and then, there's no real reason to, there's no real reason to have that there.
Well, I mean, like jokes are cool, right? Jokes are fun. It's all fun to have funny games, right? And right now we're in kind of like a gold rush, kind of like when cannabis became legal, medically, federally throughout the country, right? And everybody was like, trying to get their med card, trying to become a caregiver, trying to do this, trying to do that, trying to create a business into it. So what I see right now is just like a brand new form of a gold rush, where a lot of people are just trying to get in and we're going to see a lot of meme coins happen. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. Dogecoin was obviously created off a meme, right? Shiba Inu meme. Okay, but at the same token, we're going to see a bunch of projects that are trying to imitate that initial grasp, right? On the cryptocurrency field, and we might see some jokes, but we might see some of these jokes actually do some kind of good. Because you never know with it with a joke coin. Like, I mean, they say that Doge started out as a joke, but I think that it started out as a joke, right? And then actually, when it really started doing those numbers, people really started thinking like, yeah, this could actually, replace the paper dollar one day. Bitcoin cannot because of its, ultimate supply. So, and it's just a good store of value, like investing into gold.
Yeah, I mean, for the most part, when it comes to Bitcoin, I mean, unless you invested, like of course at the top, right? If you invested, at like, the 64,900 or whatever, right? Then yeah, your money's been halved, and that's definitely not that great. But if you look at it from a long-term point of view, then because if you imagine that, like for instance, over here where we were at the 41 the 41.8, and then we went down to 28.9, where we're at right now could very easily be this this area, between the beginning of 2021 and the beginning of February. We could very well be in that area, right? And then
Right.
it could go up to even higher than where it is right now.
And I just, where I see it at right now at 33,487 is kind of scary. It's just really scary, dude. It's just a really scary spot to see Bitcoin in. And it's not scary so much that it's like, oh, get out of Bitcoin. It's scary because it's like, should I freaking go all in or what? Because because that's the cheapest I've seen Bitcoin to, not in my life, obviously, but that's the cheapest I've seen Bitcoin since before it really took off, right? And that's pretty freaking cheap right there. That's one cheap ass Bitcoin. I'll tell you that. If
Right.
I had 33.5, I would probably buy one myself. But I don't know, man. I like Bitcoin, right? I do. I don't hate it. I don't dislike it. It serves a purpose. It's kind of, it's obviously a commodity coin, something that you can fractionate into and make little minuscule profits, or you can, dump all your money into and make a nice profit. Um, a good investment, somewhere to keep some money like a safe, or a savings account. Obviously, not when you're investing at 60 grand and then it drops to 33, unfortunately. But that's just the way the market's going to work. It's going to fluctuate. You have to accept the good with the bad. And that's just the way life is. So don't sell when it's red. Wait for it to turn green. Skim your profits. Invest somewhere it's going to 100 times.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. It's just right now what we're seeing is just kind of like the downside of the market. A lot of people are worried about it being a lot of people are worried about it being back like 2017, 2018, but you know we, we haven't gotten to that point yet. And you know the way things are going now in comparison to how they were going then are they're different in the regards of the environment.
And in that, do you mean that more people right now are awake to crypto than what they were in that time frame you're speaking on, 17 to 18?
Yeah, there's a lot more people are aware,
Okay.
on a lot more of a massive scale about crypto now than they were, 2 or 3 years ago. There's so many exchanges now. It is so easy to buy a lot of different types of crypto now than it was in comparison to, 2 or 3 years ago. It's very different. And so yeah, we had this huge jump up like on Ethereum, we jumped up to 43 and then now we're sitting at 25, but at the end of the day, um, you know, it's 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 not the end of the world, and I don't think it's gonna go the same way that it did. I don't think it's gonna end up crashing back down to a point where it's um, to where we're gonna end up being in a much more upsetting situation, right? I don't think we look we look. Let's see, where is it?
I like VeChain a lot, man. I like it so much. I like VeChain. I don't know why, but I just love VeChain. I guess one reason why is because when you go on Binance and you buy VeChain, and then you stake your VeChain on Binance, in return you get Veto as a reward, which was their second coin. So that's one reason why I like VeChain. But I also like their business partnerships. It kind of sucks that the market is taking like a huge plunge right now because VeChain has went down from, and this is perfect buying opportunities for all these coins. Like, I almost want to say that the crypto gods are kind of blessing us people who don't have a lot of money at the moment. And this is our chance to get in to make enough kind of money to be able to actually fund the lifestyles that we want. And, but VeChain is down to 11 cents right now. And like, if I, if you were going to say anything is financial advice that comes out of my mouth, I would say buy VeChain. That's it. That, and you can take that as financial advice if you'd like to, but that is not financial advice. I'm just saying, I like VeChain a lot. Like when you go and look up their program, their project, and everything, they got their I's dotted and their T's crossed, and they got some real hefty names as business partners. So I really enjoy them.
Yeah, I mean, it's just one of those things, right? Where it's unfortunate that the market's down and everything right now, but I think, especially on the long run, there's gonna be it's all gonna end up coming back in the in the long run.
Well, cryptocurrency is the future, my friend. Of course, it's definitely going to come back, 100%. But the only thing that's going to keep scaring people are these damn rug pulls, man. I'm telling you, that's what's going to keep people out of cryptocurrency. Is all these people trying to jump in the scene and create something and just take off and not, produce what they said they were going to.
Right. Well, I mean, it's like the total market cap right now is sitting at 1.5 trillion, with Bitcoin having the lion's share at 626 billion, and it's just kind of crazy. But I mean, Dogecoin's still holding in the top 10, no problem. So I mean, there's always that.
Dogecoin's always gonna hold the top 10. Look, let's be real, okay? Let's be dead serious, okay? Dogecoin in what 2014 had a $52 million market cap, okay? So I mean, like if you really want to be serious, Dogecoin hitting 70 cents, amazing, okay? But Dogecoin was already kind of a top competitor from the jump. And people just always diss it. And I just, I it is what it is. I'm not telling you what to invest in and what not to invest in. That's your prerogative. But just give other projects a chance. And you can't be mad because uh, a coin that you dislike helped people get money. You just can't be mad about that. That's selfish and inhumane in my eyes. So I just feel that you should be happy for somebody if they're investing somewhere and 100 timesing their purse.
Right. I think I think just like you were saying when it comes to, Dogecoin being the future, it's just something that we're gonna end up going to gradually over time, plain and simple.
If it's not Dogecoin, it's gonna be another currency that replicates it. It's not going to be a commodity coin. It can't be, because unless there's enough for the whole world to own a small portion or even more than one, you know, because yeah, you can use a commodity coin, but how long is it really going to last for if you don't have more than one? And you got the whole world trying to buy into this whole thing and trying to, have a little tiny piece. You're going to have to make that thing freaking expensive.
Right? It's just like they're like, oh well, one day Bitcoin's gonna be at $1 million a coin. You know what? I'm sure one day it will.
And
But
when it does get there, then yes, you probably could use Bitcoin as a world currency, or even maybe 200 grand a coin, right? Yeah, in between like 100 to a million, you could definitely use it for that, but it would have to stay there all the time at that not exact, but it would have to fluctuate in between that monetary bracket right there in order for everybody else in the world to participate in it. Think about it this way. If everybody in the world right now went and put 30 grand into Bitcoin, what would happen? Everybody. I'm talking every single person that's on the face of the earth, infants included.
let's see. You said if they put in 30 grand.
Yeah, if everybody and the price is 34, right? So if everybody went in and put 30 grand in the world, every single human that's walking the face of the earth that could hold $30,000 in their hand went and put it into Bitcoin. What do you think's going to happen? It's going to drive the market cap up, but then how much Bitcoin's going to be left for people to buy,
If
And
that
then when
happened,
people
it would
sell,
be the market cap on Bitcoin would be at approximately like 225 trillion.
yeah, okay. And do I ever see that happening? No, because not every single person on the face of the earth is going to be able to afford to purchase $30,000 worth of Bitcoin, right? Not every single person on the face of the earth
Even
is going
then,
to
I
be.
mean, if you think about it in the long run, right? I think when it comes to trying to have sales, when it comes to larger sales, I think Bitcoin can work out just fine, right?
Right.
Um, Same for Ethereum. Ethereum, I think, can work for like medium sales as well. But I think when it comes to Bitcoin, I don't think that can be like the day to day store price commodity, right? I think it's going to end up realistically. Uh, what it'll end up being is it's always going to end up being like all the stores that you go to and everything. It's going to end up always being based on on the and this is just my speculation, but it's gonna always be based on like the preconceived notion of like your own currency. So like here in the U.S., right, you're always gonna be paying for things in like that US terminology, right? So it's always going to be, $5.30, right? And then if you're just doing from a wallet to a wallet, so long as that's what's being sent after gas fees or whatever, that's all that really matters in that moment. Because they're all that's going to happen is when they go to use crypto, is it's going to be kind of like how when you go to the gas stations, right? So when you go to the gas stations, at least where I'm at, there's like some gas stations have two different prices, right? So it'll be like, we'll say it's like $2 for regular gas, but then underneath it it'll say like 205 or something, right? And it's
Right.
saying that it's for regular gas, and then one's for cash and one's for credit. And so what I could imagine happening is essentially the credit being replaced with with crypto, because I think a lot of these credit card companies and things like that, I think they're going to be end up getting into crypto as well, and if they haven't already, but they're going to end up getting into it. And so I think we're going to use the concept of like the US dollar, for example, and then it's just kind of like what we use to understand like how we're going to keep goods at like a base value, right? Because we can't have goods fluctuating in value, right? We can't say that we can't say that, like, for instance, all right, you're gonna buy this $20,000 car, right? And then we're gonna say, all right, so it's gonna cost, we'll say, point, 6 Bitcoin, right? But then Bitcoin drops, and so now it's like point 0.7 or whatever. You don't want prices to have to like sit there and be on something that continually fluctuates. So they're gonna use like, they're gonna use something that we're already accustomed to, and then it's just going to fluctuate on how much the transfer is. You know what I'm saying? And then
Right.
you're just going to be paying like a slightly higher price, right? So they're going to end up tacking on, um, like a slightly higher price. So like, for instance, if you went to go and buy gasoline and it was at say $2, well then it'd say like, $2 is the cash price, and then the and then maybe you'd say like assets price is like 210, right? And the reason why it's set at 210 is because like what they would most likely end up doing is they would take your purchase, right? And then
Yeah.
they would transfer that purchase over into like USDT or USDC, and then that's where that money would be, because it's not it's low fluctuating. um and so that's kind of like how they're going to end up doing that. And so then they'll have to um you know use that, and it'll go through its own channels after that, because then because by the time that you're using crypto, like you're using crypto like a debit card, kind of like how we use now, but it's literally from wallet to wallet, like on the consistent basis. Like basically, the POS system is going to be like, all right, go to swipe your card, and then it's going to understand when that card swipes that it's pulling the account information from this wallet and then putting it into their wallet, versus what they're doing for like when you do cash or when you're doing a credit card. And so we're not going to see it until there's a an adoption to where you know that money can be moved around and used. So the gas company can then use the USDC to then purchase gasoline from the distributor, right? And then the distributor, will then have it in USDC, and then they pay, their employees that do all the work via, direct wallet transfers through USDC, and then those people go and then, they don't have to go to any banks or anything like that per se, uh, up until banks begin to kind of transfer out of doing conventional banking. And so, the process that I'm talking about that we'll most likely end up seeing down the road is probably somewhere between like, 5 and 10 years from now, is when we're going to see that. And I don't think it's going to end up being negative for the economy, like for individual economies, um, when it's like a gradual, regulated process, right? And so even though maybe 10 years from now we're no longer even actually using we're no longer actually even using the U.S. dollar like as a primary base of sale, right? Um, for instance, you know, um, 10 years ago, what were the three main methods of paying for your goods? It was cash, card, or check, right? You'd write out a check.
Right.
All
I mean,
right.
checks still used.
They're still used, but they're very uncommon, right?
Yes and no. Depends
Well,
on what it's used for. I mean,
I,
checks are
I'm I'm
really
saying in
common
the
in
I'm
the wealth.
saying well, I'm saying in like in the regards of paying for goods, right? You generally speaking, you don't go to Walmart, get your groceries, and then write out a check to pay for those goods. I'm not talking about necessarily
I
about
mean,
like
at
employment
Walmart,
checks.
you might see that more at Walmart than most places.
Well, that's what I'm saying, right? Is that, generally speaking, when you go to pay for goods at the gas station or anywhere else, you're not going to be paying via check. You're going to be paying with cash or card most of the time nowadays, right? That's just how it
Right.
is. And that's
Yeah,
what I'm saying
exactly.
is
I
like
agree on
outside of employment checks, right?
right.
We don't really use checks for anything else. It's literally only used for employment. Um, you
Well,
know,
bill pay too. Sometimes most people, if they don't want to go up to the bank or something, they'll mail out a check to the billing, like for their power, or electricity, or water bills or something like that too. But yeah, you're right. Most of the
Yeah, that's
time,
what I'm
paper
saying.
check.
Like generally speaking, we could say people, 40 and under, probably about 80% of them don't use a check method anymore. They use a card or a cash method, generally
And
speaking.
and if they do use a check, it's most likely an online check type of deal. And we're seeing that happen quite a bit too, where most people are receiving like paychecks direct deposited right online. So the paper check itself is essentially disappearing. You're right.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying is that, we're just getting out of it, and that's why, a lot more companies are like, opt in via direct deposit and things like that, right? And so it just makes that difference. Um going down the road. And there's going to be a point in time where essentially, you know, checks will become less and less common to be able to be used. You're still going to be able to go to the bank and things like that, but say like 5, 10 years down the road, not only will you have your conventional bank account, right? But then I think you'll end up having like optional accounts, right? And so you know, they have all the different types of accounts that they have for your standard banking already, and then they'll also have like this one, right? And so that one is going to be like essentially like your crypto account, but not for all your various cryptos. It's going to be for the one that the government's going to use in a conventional method, which it's not going to be Bitcoin. It's not going to be any of the coins on here except for potentially USDC or USDT, but other than that, it's not going to be any of the other coins. They're not going to use Bitcoin as their, like as their, we're not going to see what they're trying to do over in El Salvador, where they're going to make it into legal tender. We're not going to see it necessarily like that. There's going to be regulation on it, and it's going to be used uh, in the private sector. But as for it being used in the government sector, it's just not going to be used.
And I heard, I can't remember exactly what country it is, but one of the countries have decided to start using Bitcoin as legal tender.
Yeah, I just said El Salvador.
Oh, okay, yeah, 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 yeah. That's right. Well, no, I know, but there was like I don't know if it was just El Salvador. I thought it was another country as well that I was reading just the other day. That's why I mean El Salvador. I remember me and you were talking about that, but I was just reading an article just recently, like a day ago. It popped up on my phone while I was searching on Brave, and it was an ad, and I don't remember exactly what country it was, and it wasn't El Salvador, and I think it was somewhere over in Africa, but I could be way wrong, and I'm not trying to spread disinformation, but I just read an article and I didn't see El Salvador in there, and they were saying that they were leaning towards allowing Bitcoin to be used as legal tender there. But El Salvador, yes, I did see another article about them as well recently. But when you start accepting that as legal tender, which most of these banks already are, like J.P. Morgan and Chase, their bank, they have their own token. They have their own coin. They have their Coinbase is about to release a debit card that you can use. So personally, I agree with everything that you said, 100%, right? But the only thing that I don't agree with is the time frame of when we're going to see this happening. I see this happening more relatively sooner than we think, where you're going to be able to start paying in cryptocurrency at like gas stations and bakeries and everywhere. And what I see happening is, instead of having like your normal cash register where you just pay in like U.S. dollar, I see that maybe they're going to choose like three main ones, like you said, U.S. dollar token or U.S. dollar coin. I will definitely say that they're going to choose those. But I feel that in the other aspect, like Binance U.S. dollar, how all these other token companies have a U.S. dollar peg, like Binance has the pegged, BUSD. If they have those, I feel that some of these places are going to adopt using those as well as a form of payment. But mostly, majority is probably going to be like U.S. dollar coin, U.S. dollar token, Pride Bitcoin, and probably Dogecoin for sure. Probably Ethereum or Litecoin or XRP. But I really don't see them going past like 4 or 5 different cryptocurrencies that they accept. I do, however, see that if they have enough devs on it and getting ready to crank stuff out, that we could possibly see that technology take off within the next 2 to 3 years, um, where we could have cash registers inside of businesses that accept Bitcoin and U.S. dollars, or and euros, you know.
Well,
They're
I don't.
already
Well, you
putting
mean
in
like euros like over in Europe, or you mean euros over here?
like euros over in Europe,
Yeah,
like
okay. I was
wherever
gonna
the
say, I was like,
currency.
they don't really have much reason to do that.
Well, no, no, no. But wherever the currency is used, like here we have U.S. dollars, there they have euros, or up in Canada they have. I'm not even sure what that's called. Probably the Canadian dollar, whatever it's called. Pesos over in Mexico, like so forth and so on. Because they're already putting Bitcoin ATM machines in local gas stations here where I live. So if they're already getting ATM machines put out right now, I could see cash registers coming out that accept it within the next couple of years for sure. 100%. So mass adoption is going to happen to cryptocurrency here very soon because blockchain technology is the future. And anybody that disagrees is just not aware of what blockchain really does and what it can actually help the world benefit from.
Yeah, no, I get your point of view on that completely. It's just like I don't. I think more likely than anything, it would be kind of more like a POS system integration. Because that would probably just be a lot simpler for them to do. But
You're talking. Which exactly point of sale. It's going to be a point of sale integration, like a bridge. You know, where how now you can like bridge with Ethereum on certain platforms you can never use Ethereum on. Now you can, click right on like in Pancake Swap. You used to be able to hit bridge and it would take you over to Ethereum. And now it's just down at the bottom. It's like they're editing it, they're changing it all up. It looks good, the new pancake swap. But that's what I'm saying. It's like it would be a new like a POS integration with like an API that accepts transaction hashes.
Yeah, I think that's just something that we'll have to, we'll just have to wait and see on, you know.
Just wait, it's gonna happen, buddy. I promise. It's the future. It's gonna happen, man. It's just a matter of time before it does. And even if it doesn't take off, it's still just gonna be there just in case people still have cryptocurrency to use. And so even if it doesn't take off and become the future and so forth and so on, at least the technology that is there. And that's why it's gonna happen.
Yeah, I mean the technology's there irregardless, and we'll end up getting there, you know, one
It's
way or
just
another. It's
the
just a
party.
matter of it's just a matter of time, right?
Yeah, no doubt. Like, I mean, we went from pyramids to now, you know what I'm saying? Let's skip a couple thousand years to where we're going to wars and stuff, and then, having Woodstock and so forth and so on. And here we are live right now. But still, it's like, it's just part of human evolution. It's just going to happen just because we have the capability of putting the technology out there of that technology. So somebody's just going to do it just to do it, regardless. So, and why not? Why the technology is available right at your palms?
Yeah, I mean, you're pretty much hitting the nail on the head.
Well, I mean, another thing I really want to talk about is some rug pulls. Okay, like because this is what, like I was saying a few moments ago, this is what's really going to prevent people from getting invested and making cryptocurrency do what it's supposed to do. And so, like, it's really hard to talk to somebody new, right? Who doesn't invest in the cryptocurrency. Like, let's say they're really into the cryptocurrency news, but they have not invested yet because they're just nervous. They don't know where to get into, right? And
Mm-hmm.
then they're like, oh, but I've seen like these things they call rug pulls. And then they're like, I just want to avoid getting in that because it's kind of scary for me and I don't want to invest. Well, then you got to like break down all the different types of cryptocurrencies, and the way I base my investments is like what utility does it have, kind of, in a sense, right? It doesn't necessarily have to have like a Bitcoin utility, but at least have a utility. Like, can I purchase NFTs with it? You know what I'm saying? Or can I buy a T-shirt with it? Like, it's got to have some kind of utility. But at the same time, most of these coins just come out and they don't really serve no purpose. People invest in because of hype, get all spent in and drop their paychecks in, and then next thing you know, the liquidity's cleared and the project's gone, and so when people are paying attention to like crypto news, and then they start seeing things of that, and it really kind of pushes them away. So we're having like a spot in crypto where people are like stopped investing. I've noticed. Like, they're taking profits and they have not reinvested those profits yet.
Yeah, a lot of people just aren't. They're just not up for it. You know, they're just not up for doing that. They're happy with waiting. They want to see. they're a lot of people are honestly hoping to see if there's going to be a lower bottom, you know,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and then
That's
if there is, then they're going to jump in then basically when it's at its lowest of the lows, because a lot of people still think that um, it's still going to end up happening.
see, and here's the thing too, though. If it does, it does, and that's great. But um, I don't think that cryptocurrency is gonna die out anytime soon. I just think that people are taking their profits right now because they're really scared of all the negative news, all the FUD and all the crap that's being put out on the boob tube, the television, and like all these news channels and stuff like that trying to scare people away from, and articles trying to scare people away from cryptocurrency. I mean, I'm not wrong about that because I've noticed when I look through the news channels on, like I get like this little news ticker on my phone. And when I see some of the articles, it's like, oh, don't invest. And, like what, what kind of information is that? Like who gave you, you know, the right to tell people what to invest in and what not to invest in. And that's why I say no, don't take anything I say as financial advice because you can invest in wherever you want. And I don't want to take that away from anybody. That's their power. And so, but that's what we're seeing is a lot of people backing off, taking their profits and backing off because of all this crazy FUD.
Yeah, I mean, there's just an insane amount of FUD that's going on right now. I mean, it is just absolutely insane how much FUD has been going around. In reality, some of it is of some concern, and then some of it is just something that I would consider it just really would just need to be ignored.
Well, yeah, most of it just needs to be ignored. But then, like I said, these rug pulls, okay? So a rug pull is pretty much like, in case anybody's watching that doesn't know what a rug pull is where somebody creates like a company and then hypes it up and gets you to go spend all your dollars into their pre-sales or whatever they got going on to sell you some tokens, okay? And you go and spend a couple $100 or whatever thinking that you're going to be a whale, and you do become the whale of a token for a moment, right? Because you spent a couple $100 or you spent 1,000, 20,000, 50,000, however much money you're going to invest in these little tokens, right? And so then you feel like you're becoming a whale. So you become a whale, and the next thing you know, the devs turn around and completely pull everything out of the project, all the money that's earned and everything, and then leave you stuck with $500-600 worth of tokens that you could sell for 40 cents now. And so that's what a rug pull is, all right? Pretty much essentially just a scam operation, pyramid scheme. And dude, over the past month, there has been so many, so many rug pulls. I can't even name them all. I tried to get some people to interact with me on Twitter and drop some names of some companies that have rug pulled within the past month. And, one of the biggest ones was War on Rugs, which, yeah, the name itself, um, War on Rugs. Apparently, they were fronting as a company that was supposed to call out and expose rugs, right? And turns out they were a complete rug pull. They got everybody all built up on the hype of exposing rug pulls and turned around, and the devs just took all the money and ran. Pretty much left their people high and dry, which they got called out all over Twitter, all over the place. I mean, I got a couple here. I checked into some of them. Some of them I'm not exactly sure about. Some of them I am. This one I was promoting, I kind of feel weird now. Like I'm not 100% sure if it is or if it isn't, but I want people to be aware and do their own research before they invest into it. I didn't invest a lot of money, just a couple bucks on the pre-sale. It's Weedville. I We were talking about it and how it's supposed to be an NFT space. Last on the last stream, which I was in her Telegram today and seen some stuff being posted about how June 11th is their public offering, but it was just kind of weird. YouTube channel's gone, or not YouTube, sorry. Telegram channel's still up. Twitter page is gone, but their website is completely down. Um, so that kind of was a little disheartening because I was promoting it as an awesome project. And turns out when I went and looked on poocoins.app, I looked them up, Weedville, and either they're migrating to a new coin besides Binance, or they're using the money to fund the project and get it up to proper standards. I'm not sure what happened, man. It's $2 market cap, so or the LP holding is it's got a $95,000 market cap. Sorry, let me take that back. It has a $95,000 market cap, but it has only a $2 LP holding locked, you know, liquidity pool. And it's not locked. It's not in a locked wallet. So that kind of some red flags, man. And it was a little disheartening putting your name on a situation, right? Or put your name on a project that is turns out to be a rug. And not saying putting my name on a project as I'm a creator, a dev, like affiliated with them in any kind of way. I'm not 100%, never was, but putting my name on them in promotions, trying to help, draw some attention to them. Just kind of sucks when you're trying to, make a good name for yourself in a space and then you're promoting Rugpulls and you don't even know it until you wake up at 7 o'clock in the morning. Everybody's like, where the hell's this project?
Yeah, pretty much. It's I don't understand why people would want to do something like that just to earn a couple bucks in the moment. You know what I mean?
I can get understand. I can understand wanting to make a couple bucks in the moment to like say you're in like a really bad position in life and you have a good idea, but you're not trying to scam people, but you need to make money to get out of the hole, and then you're trying to do right, and not scam people, but at the same time try to get yourself out of that hole so that way you can turn around and make sure that everybody gets what they get. Like okay, I could give you some kind of credit there, right? But if you're creating a project just to have somebody dump $95,000 into your pocket and turn around and take it out and just be like, oh, sorry guys, don't know what happened. Like that to me is absolutely insane and disheartening. I do giveaways, man. I love giving stuff to people. I like making people. So I could never ever create a project and then turn around where, like, say we have 100 grand in the liquidity pool, right? In my project, I could never just turn around and just completely empty it and be like, "Yep, I'm done. I give up." No, you started a project for a reason. Continue it for that reason. To me, it just seems like this is one of the major reasons why people are backing away from investing into cryptocurrencies right now.
Yeah, I mean, and the space is especially disheartening with the prices continually going down after they had gone up so much.
That's what I'm saying. Okay, so let's talk about that for a second. So they're going down, right? And you got $14,000 in Bitcoin or something, right? And you're just kind of losing, and you're like, oh, this would be a perfect time to buy some Bitcoin, and which it would right now would for sure, right? But say like it only was down from like, say we're still at 40s, right? And it was like 45 grand, and you bought in at like 45.5, and so it drops all the way to 40, and you're like, oh crap, I just lost 45. So it goes back up to 44, and you're like, screw it, I'm just gonna take, some profits, whatever, or take some money out. And you're like, oh damn, I just took out at a loss. Well, then you can take that money and go get in these little projects that are doing 100 times, right? And get that money right back. So a lot of people aren't really exercising that. I just feel that because they see a lot of these smaller projects rugging, that they're like, no, I'll just invest it into something else. I don't see a lot of people getting out of the crypto space at all. I just see a lot of people not reinvesting after taking profits. That's all I'm saying. And so that's kind of weird, but I mean, there's so many I have right here, like this one called Fair Moon. Yeah, that was a definite rug pull. I went and looked at it on PooCoins. Complete rug, straight rugged. It's like they had like a pre-sale, and it went way up, and then completely gutted the next day. So stay away from that.
Right.
There was another one called Hobo BSC. They were posing as Hobo Token, and they I don't know if they were exactly posing as Hobo Token, but they were in a sense. They were trying to imitate Hobo Token, which gives back to the homeless. I've heard of it. I'm just not sure of Hobo Token itself yet. I still have to do my complete research on it. But Hobo BSC folded. That was a rug pull. There's a couple more. There's this other one I got into the other day called Weed Share.
How do you feel
And
about Sheeb?
Sheeb? Oh Lord. Um I don't really want to talk about that. It's not that I dislike it or hate it. The community was really bad to me, towards me, because I'm a Doge head. I'm a Dogecoin fan. I love Dogecoin. All right, it's like my number one favorite coin. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I don't know what it is. I just like it a lot. It's fast. It's not exactly expensive to send. So it's a good coin. I don't know. I just like Dogecoin. And so when I went into the Sheeb thing, there was somebody in there talking about Dogecoin. So I started talking about Dogecoin. So they told me to, essentially shut up. More violent words. But then they banned me from the room, and I didn't even really say anything besides, hey, man, I was just kind of, jumping in the conversation. Well, they banned me from the room. A couple of the people went on Twitter, blocked me. Then they, had, a whole entire hate party on me on Twitter one day. So I don't know. The community needs to grow up a little bit. But other than that, the token serves a purpose. So, Vitalik went from 50% of gaining 50% of Sheeb to like 4%, I think, is what they changed it to after he got that 50. And he burned it off to a bunch of different charities, so that was cool. You know, um, but I'm not gonna say anything negative about Sheeb, but I'm not invested there.
Yeah, neither am I. I was just curious on your thoughts momentarily.
Uh,
Um,
well, the fact that all right, here goes maybe the most negative thing I will say about them. And okay, do your thing, invest in sheep, cool, sweet, awesome. I'm not hating you for it. Don't hate me for investing in Doge, right? But at the same token, when you come out with your motto, in a sense, as or your nickname, I should say, actually, as the Dogecoin killer, um, you lost me there. You lost me there because now you're coming out as a predatory company. You have one mission, and that is to destroy Dogecoin in the community that Dogecoin has. For what? Do you think that that's going to make people want to draw into your community? Like, and so I think that that's the wrong approach. All right. Um, that's all I'm gonna say about that. Is I just think that that's the wrong professional approach to have come out with the Dogecoin killer. Sorry, but they've been here since 2003. They've earned their Shiba Inu status. All right, and so yeah, that's. I mean, other than that, invest away, do your thing. If you like sheep, you like sheep. I'm not mad at you for it.
Hey, it is what it is. I'm just
Well,
over here kind of checking out some of the markets over here just to, see how those are going. Um, you
well,
know.
I mean, see, another thing too, though, is like it's just a crazy world that we live in, and everybody gets all mad because they want to be competitor. They all want to be competitive and have the best thing, and I don't know. A lot of people called Sheeb a rug pull when Vitalik dumped his 50%. I even participated on that, but then Sheeb actually pulled itself back up, because there was like massive sell-offs when Vitalik was dumping his coin, and so there was like massive sell-offs in Sheeb, and a lot of people thought that she was dead twice within a month. Um, I thought myself it was too, but it's come back. So I mean that's cool. If people want to get into that, then people can get into that. All right, sweet. Other than that, the rug pulls are what's really scaring me here, man. Um, because we're just seeing them pop up more and more daily.
Yeah. Looks like this coin had a big spike. Uh, what was this?
Holy moly! What is that? Pearl?
Yesterday. Yeah, I've never heard of it. I just went to go look at the like the one
Mm.
with the highest 24-hour loss. Uh, you know,
What was that?
and
12 cents it was at that big
yeah,
peak.
it
Okay.
had peaked up at about 12, a little past 12 cents. Looks like it got all the way up to about almost 30 cents during, the whole run up. Um, it was at, apparently just under, just at a penny. So I mean, I don't know what coin this is. I just happened to see it and just, wanted to give it a
Well,
look.
I've heard. I think if this is the one that I'm thinking of, it might be called Pearl Cash. Which if it is, then I've definitely heard of it because of the Komodo network. Uh, they have something. I think they got another thing called Coqui Cash, but they were working with this company. I think it was called Pearl. I think so. I think that might be it if that's the right one right there. And it's a payment system. Somewhere I could be wrong.
Wow.
It could be like Philippines, so where it's a payment system at.
I don't know exactly when this coin came out. I don't know if like today was its launch or what, but at least this is when it's first on Binance. But it was at 4 cents. It jumped all the way up to $4.50. It says, and now it's sitting at $1.52
Whoa,
for
that's
the
nice.
past 24 hours.
That's real nice right there.
ATA
I think HTA. Huh. Yeah. Let's see. What? I think it.
680 million in volume.
I can.
You said what?
What?
You said what now?
No, you say 680 million.
Yeah, there's something going on with your audio.
Oh, doesn't that suck?
We'll be right back, everyone. All right, sorry about that, everyone.
Yeah, I don't know what that was about. Seems that my iPad doesn't like me. So yeah, you were talking about ATA, right?
Yeah,
And
ATA. Apparently, it had a 3,600% increase today, approximately.
huh. Okay, so here we are. It's called Automatic, and it's listed on CoinGecko. Um, it's today's price is 155 with a 24-hour trading volume of 918 million. It's down negative 34.6% in the last 24 hours, but I think it's performing really nice. Let's
Really?
see
I mean, on
when.
mine, because if it technically launched, at about looks like 1 o'clock this morning, it's not, it's not down for the 24 hours.
No, not at all. Yeah, I don't see any 7 day or 14 day history at all. So, it definitely looks like last night was its launch. Could be wrong, but when I click on the 30 day, it does. Yeah, so it looks like last night was its launch. So, but that's quite amazing if you ask me.
Got
Oh,
GTO. Let's see. Looks like it's really broke out. Oh, a very even pattern of breakout. Over the past couple of days, it looks like it was on a low of 3 cents, and over the past 3 days, it's gotten itself up to 5 cents on a very even looking pattern each day. It's like somebody's buying. Someone is buying up at midnight for this GTO.
huh. Yeah, that's wild.
That they've bought for it every midnight thus far. I'm wondering.
If it's like a calculated buy.
I don't know about necessarily a calculated buy, but it's like somebody that's doing like a reoccurring buy at that time.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I can see that. I can definitely see that. So when I'm looking on CoinGecko though, I see a ton of new projects listed recently. and some of them are taking off pretty good. Like Noob, what? Noob is taking off really good.
Yeah, I wish there was a market that I could see that, but I can almost guarantee it wouldn't even be on.
Oh, that's not the Noob I'm thinking of. There's another Noob. It's called Newbie Farm. Never heard of that one.
No, neither have I.
But Noob Token itself is actually doing really good. You can actually go to PooCoin.app and pull up charts for, certain tokens and stuff like that too. But yeah, tokens, I mean, it's a Binance token, and it's doing really well, honestly. Probably one of my better ones in my wallet. I see here though. You ever heard of Win Lambo?
No, I've never heard of that.
Okay, so Win Lambo, I thought it was gonna be a rug, right? Because I just thought it was a bunch of people creating something that was cool. Win Lambos, or something like that. Well, they're actually doing really good, man. They're doing. I'm really proud of that, of it, because they're doing pretty freaking good. It was just added to CoinGecko like 6 days ago, and yeah, they're doing really good, man. So I give them props because they're not just some catchy name. I mean, they're a catchy name, but they actually have a really good thing going for them. So that's cool. And then there's Fox Finance. I keep hearing about this everywhere. They're doing good. They're listed on CoinGecko as well. But Noob Token, man, I love Noob Token. They're listed on CoinGecko as well. Noob Token's one of my favorite projects to start this year. To start up this year, honestly. It's down a little bit, but their 24-hour trading volume is 21,000, which isn't bad for a newer project. Really not that bad. I mean, we're obviously seeing downward trends in a lot of markets, and Noob happens to have one, but I feel that Noob is a very, very good project. Um, so yeah, there's a bunch of good projects coming out, and there's one called When Moon, I think it's called. I don't know if you've heard of that one.
Wing Moon? No, I
Yeah,
haven't. I haven't heard of that one.
yeah, I've been doing a little bit of research into it. It actually looks pretty good. I like it. I kind of like it. Um, I like a lot of these projects. Man, I'm not even gonna lie. Like a lot of the projects that I invest into, some of them I'm kind of wary on now. I'm gonna be very more wary on what I'm putting my money into, or my promotions into, I guess I should say. And tonight I'm gonna announce a couple more giveaways. But they're gonna be for some good tokens. But I'm being more wary where I'm putting my money, or my time. I don't want to keep promoting rug pulls or things of that nature. But I do have some that, I mean, that I really believe in, like Gen Wealth and Nuke Token, and the one called Nada Coin, nothing. That coin, dude, I thought it was a joke. This guy is freaking doing awesome. Awesome. The person who created Nada Coin is doing awesome for the community. The community's cool. They're pretty sweet. They're fun. And Queef Token too. I really like Queef Token. It's a token for women empowerment. So I actually really like it though.
Yeah, yeah. I'm currently looking at Noob Token right now, and it looks like it's sitting at about .00, something something, like all the zeros, 5 right about now, a little bit over that, like, so it's probably like 5-1 or whatever. But that's
Yeah.
currently what it's sitting at right now. Yeah.
I mean, all right, look, we're going to see some of these projects have downward trends, right? But with Noob, um, I'm not directly affiliated with them, but I just love the community. I love the project, so I love promoting for them and I love talking about them because they're just a good, healthy, wholesome project, and the community is awesome. But the project itself, when it launches, it's full on website with the learning platform and everything. That coin is probably going to sit pretty well. Um, the owner of Noob Token has done really freaking good, man. He's like reached out to a lot of different projects, teamed up with a couple great projects, and has, helped them grow too, on top of helping his community grow as well. And so, and it's not just he's got a pretty nice team with him too. And so they have done very well for themselves, uh, with being community driven, being transparent, and just trying to help everybody while helping themselves too. And I feel I just like the project. It's just a good project. And it's great that you can learn. If you don't have the right knowledge, you can learn while you learn. So it's cool. It's cool.
Yeah, there's a it's kind of funny how, like, so many tokens are so similar in their falling patterns, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it? Like when you go and look at all the graphs, right? A lot of the tokens and coins are kind of imitating each other in the downward trends and the upward trends. It's weird how these graphs replicate themselves in all sorts of different markets. It's just
Yeah.
it's kind of interesting. Makes you want to learn more about it and be able to understand the graphs itself. And
You look at Safe Moon over here, and they're really starting to they're starting to shape up over here. They're starting to really beginning to look like they might become a real cryptocurrency. Not like like any of the top 20 or top 100, but I'm just saying, like, like they're really interesting. Looking at
yeah,
their chart
okay.
now, initially, like, a lot of people, even myself, I initially blew them off because I just thought they were just trying to ride the Dogecoin train. But you know, I'll say this, if it was a rug pull, it has been by far the best one yet. You know what I mean? Like, these people are holding in for the long game before they rug pull. You know what I mean?
Right. And you can
I don't think they'll be doing that, though. I mean, I'm just saying.
you can hear me clear, right?
Yeah, I can now.
Okay, okay. All right. I just want to make sure because these notifications keep coming up on my iPad and it's like slowing it up. So it's kind of messing with my audio. But all right. So Safe Moon, when I first heard about it, I was really heavily about Dogecoin. I still really am heavy about Dogecoin, right? But I seen all the coattail riding that they were doing off of the Dogecoin community and et cetera, et cetera. We're not going to get into all that, but like I just seen that's what it felt like. Is that like you said, they were riding the Dogecoin train. Um, but recently, like as an investor, and I won some Safe Moon in a contest on Twitter, and I'm gonna do a giveaway with that once my bag, doubles. So it shouldn't take too long. I'm gonna be buying some more here, and then off of the reflections, I'm gonna take some of the earnings and do a giveaway with it. But that's not in time
Oof.
relatively soon. That's pretty soon, but not soon. Or not soon enough. The thing that I'm trying to get at though is that SafeMoon is doing their thing, holding up a good community about their wallet that's going to be housing not only SafeMoon but other cryptocurrencies, which includes even these smaller BEP20 tokens and things of that nature. So that's awesome. It's awesome that that they really defeated the FUD of being a rug pull. That kudos to them.
Yeah, I mean, because a lot of people thought that they really were gonna end up being a rug pull. And
A
luckily,
100%.
luckily thus far they've definitely shown that that's not the case.
I mean, you still get the initial thinking, thoughts of like, what if they could still, but who waits this long and then creates apps that's going to do stuff and then waits until maybe their LP is millions and millions of dollars? No one's going to do that. If they made it this far without pulling the rug, I feel they're in for the long haul, and that they're going to be a pretty transparent company, and you can pretty much ask them whatever. I feel that one of their AMAs didn't go as well as they thought. If you go back on Twitter a couple weeks back, like right around 420, April 20th, like the week, couple days after, one of the people that was doing the AMA around that time, he was kind of upset on Twitter and kind of, dispersing some, not hate, but just statuses where he's like, F this, and, like, that didn't go the effing way I wanted it to. And, so it just seemed like maybe the questions were asked or answered wrong. I don't know. But SafeMoon's really produced, and they've definitely stepped up to the plate as a contender.
Yeah, I'm just pulling up KlueCoin here real quick. Just thought I'd give them a look. They're currently sitting. They're on a slow drop. Their trading volume is at 436 thousand. Doesn't show what their current market cap is. Um, you know, it's gone from volumes of the millions down into the hundreds of thousands now. Um, it's just I don't know. I know they're still trying, but I don't know what's gonna be going on with them unless you
I see
know.
good things.
Hmm?
I said I see real good things happening with KlueCoin. I ain't even gonna lie. Yeah, I see obviously a big, huge drop, which isn't in the favor of thinking that a project is going to do great. But when you look at the 1 hour chart, it doesn't look so bad. Okay. Sometimes you got to zoom in to see a little bit of faith, and then you got to zoom out to see the bigger picture. Obviously, we see your graph on the screen is zoomed out, but when I look at the 1 hour chart, it's on an upward slope. Obviously, not where if anybody's invested, there wants to see, but it's still on a slight upward slope. But they're doing great things, man. ClueCoin, they just donated. I believe what the Twitter said was $50,000 to the Save the Children movement. That's freaking cool. So that's cool.
Any other coins on CoinGecko you want me to pull up before we start getting to the close?
No. I mean, we touched down on quite a bit of topics and quite a bit of coin tonight. So I'm hoping that some people can pick up some helpful information from this tonight. Like when you're looking at ClueCoin, it says it's a hyper deflationary token with smart staking system, hold, earn, and help others in need. So, to me, dude, it just seems and sounds like a pretty awesome project. I like ClueCoin. I actually hold some in my wallet. I went out and got some the other day because I liked. As soon as I heard that they donated that 50K, I was like, "Yep, you got me." And that's why those are the kind of projects I like. It's something that's doing something to help the world. You know?
Right, yeah, I mean, I completely agree. Well, in that case, I think we're gonna go ahead and close it out for today. Do you have any final words before we close out?
Yeah, actually, I do. All right, guys. So here goes just a few final words. Nothing too serious. Nothing too long. Here at Crypto Invest TV, we're going to uh be helping you guys understand some terms and stuff too, right? I want to help draw some more attention to the YouTube channel. So if you're watching this or if you happen to click on this and watch this, I'm going to be running a course of giveaways here in the next month throughout June to try and draw some more friendly faces here at Crypto Invest TV. So if you would like to see them, sorry, if you would like to join them and try your luck, I will leave the link right here in the chat box and you can come check it out. We really just want to try and, get some more friendly faces, like I said, over here at Crypto Invest TV watching the stream. Subscribe, hit like, share with your friends, and stay tuned to our Twitter pages for some giveaways. That's about it. Sorry.
Oh, that's great. So as for today, everyone, you have a great one. We'll see you next time. Uh, Crypto Invest is